Going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and in front of you is the coolest flag in existence. I'm just kidding, guys. It's just a standard flag. If you are looking for any crypto merch, though, for most YouTubers, head on over to Crypty and get yours today. But you know what? I did something pretty crazy. It's actually not that crazy, but I did see a video from Chump Change going around mining on unminable and then getting paid out in Neoxa. And I was like, you know what? I'm curious. How long would it take me to mine a Neoxa node, which does require 1 million coins? So if you have not heard of Chump Change or seen his videos or anything, be sure to head on over there, hit that subscribe button to him, and then check out all his other videos, guys. I will have a link to his channel down in the description. So if you are unfamiliar with the platform Unminable, this is not a sponsored video here, but you can mine pretty much whatever the hardware you do have. They do try to keep the most profitable coins on each algorithm there. That way you always have an option to mine something. In that case, you also have the ability to get paid out in pretty much any coin you want. So I was like, you know what? This is pretty simple. It's pretty easy. I have multiple how-to guides on mining on Unminable, so you can check those out if you want to try it out for yourself. Make sure you do use hashtag Rabid for your code to get a lower discount on the pool fee. You can just use your own code as well, and it does the exact same thing. So I went out there to do a test. So, you know, as we know, Kaspa ASICs, like those guys right there, let's just do a quick zoom in. So those things right there, they're the most profitable things you could have in your arsenal in today's crypto market. They have been for quite some time. Second place, minus FPGAs. You know, sometimes FPGAs per FPGA actually is more profitable, but they're very expensive. Now, second place in my mind is CPUs, and CPUs have been dominating in profitability ever since ETH went to POS. You know, CPUs through this entire bear market so far has been profitable. So I was like, you know what? I got the two top dogs in mining profitability right now. I'm going to throw the Kaspa ASICs as well as my CPUs onto Unminable, get paid out in Neoxa, and then after 24 hours, I will decide if I'm going to continue to do so or if it's better just to do it manually and swap it on your own. So the results are in. I was a little bit disappointed, but you know what? It's really easy to do. You don't have to do any extra labor, and of course, it did result in less coins if I would have just mined directly by myself and swapped it over. But let's take a look at the numbers here, and you can kind of decide for yourself. Alright guys, so here is my 24-hour test results mining with my Kaspa ASICs as well as my CPU mining rigs, mining Zeph as well as mining Kaspa on Unminable, and everything was getting paid out in Neoxa. So for 24 hours here, now the Zeph current price was sitting around $19 to $20 yesterday, I guess 2 days ago at the time of releasing this video. My CPU rigs normally mine, depending on network difficulty, anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 Zeph per day. I based my numbers on the low end of 2.5 here because the hash rate was kind of picking up. It is down again now, so I'm back to around that 3 to 3.5 Zeph per 24 hours now. Regardless, moving on, the Neoxa price at the time is doing this because everything is being swapped into Neoxa. It was 0.003484, and then to get a node, it does take 1 million coins. So, moving forward, we also got our Kaspa ASICs, about 5.3 terahash worth. That's 2 KS2s, the KS1, and I think I had 3 KS0s on here as well. They usually get about 380 Kaspa per day. So normally $47 to $70 is what I do make on Zeph, depending on the price, $19 to $20 here. Right now it's down to 17, but you know, I'm basing everything on what I usually get and the price when I was doing all this, or it wouldn't really make sense here. So I'm basing it off the $47, and when it comes to Kaspa, usually that's about $53.20 per day. Combined between the two here, that is about $100 with the CPUs on the low end. And for Neoxa, I did mine in 24 hours about 24,857 coins. That worked out to be $86.60. So I actually lost $13.40 depending on how it's being swapped, you know, what the volume and stuff on whatever exchange they use goes on there. That's what all kind of factors into here. So in order to keep doing this, if I keep going on, it would take me about 40 days to mine 1 million Neoxa to get that one full node. Now if I was to just mine Kaspa and, Zeph with my CPU mining rigs, I would get about 28,702 coins based on $100 a day. That would only take 34 days if I was just to do it manually. So 6 days sooner. So that's not much. We're not really having to do anything. But if you really think about it, 6 days is essentially $600 that I would be losing. So it is pretty clear, at least for the past 24 hours when I did my test, that it does look like it's better to do it yourself. Now, not putting anything against Unmineable there, it's definitely very easy to use, and it's pretty much a set it and forget it option if you want to get paid out in other coins. And maybe a lot of people aren't comfortable with exchanges and so on. So until they learn, this is definitely a nice, easy way for people to get other coins and using the hardware you currently have instead of having the specific hardware for X coin that you may want, or maybe it's a POS coin or something like that. But doing the manual work definitely looks like it's a better option. Now again, this was also on the low end of things, or I could have potentially been losing, up to $30-some a day, and that would make profits look huge. Like $30-some a day is more than my 6 gigahash I have going on Ethash and stuff like that. So, it does add up over time and days that go by. But again, nothing against Unmineable. It's a great platform. A lot of people do love it. But if you want to manually do the work and swap it yourself, it's looking like you would get more coins if you were just to do it that way, just because there's less fees and, you can kind of time the exchanges to your optimal needs and stuff. All right, guys, so that pretty much does wrap up this video. Now, nothing against Unmineable, which I've said multiple times, guys. If you do want to use the platform, hashtag Rabid is a nice referral link, and it will drop the pool fees. And again, you can just use your own. But when I accidentally got, do you guys remember that story here? I accidentally got 3 mini Doge 2 miners. 2 of them was actually supposed to be for Red Panda Mining, and they sent them to me instead accidentally. So I had 3 of them. When I was testing out the script algorithm between 3 different pools at the same time, I did find that when mining the script algorithm on Unmineable, that I actually ended up with the best yields coming from the Unmineable platform and getting paid out in Dogecoin versus Litecoin pool and another one out there. So keep that in mind, guys, that Unmineable is still great for a lot of things. It comes down to the actual algorithm and swaps that you're doing. But when it did come down to Zephyr and Kaspa and getting paid out in Neoxa, it looks like it's quite a bit better just to mine the coins yourself and then do the swapping on your own. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.